What is something that people would find surprising about you?
That I am allergic to tigers. And I don't mean just like them biting you or chasing you or you end up in the cage at the zoo. I mean like their fur. I found this out because my dad used to move around quite a lot. He was a printer and was involved in all sorts of things. And we ended up living on the Isle of Sheppey, which is a very atmospheric but unusual place. And it was in the days when circuses used to turn up with lions and tigers and elephants in cages. It's horrific, really, and thankfully it doesn't happen anymore. But they used to take the kids around to stand in front of these cages on wheels. So basically like the side of a lorry dropped open with a cage in it with tigers in it. And they went up to there and there was some tiger fur on the bar. And as a kid, I pulled it off and all my lips swelled up and my eyes and everything, and they'd take me home. So I think it's surprising that I'm allergic to tigers.
If your guide dog Dottie had the reins for the day, where would she go?
See, if Dottie was in charge for the day, I know exactly where she would go. We would be at Stone Bay on the Kent coast between Margate and Broadstairs. And it's a beautiful, beautiful bay with lovely, lovely views, very atmospheric. But the only reason Dottie would want to be there is because that's her favourite place to chase a tennis ball.
What do you like to do when you're not working?
When I'm not working, I like to do two main things. Go and watch Tottenham Hotspur, although it's debatable whether I actually like doing that because it's my granddad when I was 4 years old said that's what you have to do. So that's what I do. And sometimes you enjoy it, sometimes you don't. The new stadium's great. And the other thing is I play guitar, which is something I don't do out loud to anyone other than myself now, but it's very good for getting focus and looking after your mental well-being.
Which discs would you take with you on Desert Island Discs?
So the top three discs that I would take with me to Desert Island Discs, and these are LPs. So I don't know if LPs, that ages me, doesn't it? They would be Maiden Voyage by Herbie Hancock, which is a beautiful elegiac jazz record. What's Going On by Marvin Gaye, which I think is one of the most stunning pieces of soul music ever made. And because I'm a child of the 60s, but was in Manchester in the 80s, it'd have to be the Stone Roses first album, which I still to this day play at some point during every week.
What did you want to be growing up?
When I was growing up, I had a lot of birthday trips to various museums in London, which meant that I wanted to be an archaeologist. That lasted until I was in my mid-teens, at which point I think I thought I wanted to be a poet or a philosopher, which lasted roughly till I ended my degree and I realised what I needed to do was earn a living. So I set up a business, and I never knew I was going to set up a business until I did it. So there are still the odd moment where I think, maybe I should have been an archaeologist, but I'll let the team and the supporters be the judge of that going forward.
Tell us about the merger and plans for the future of the organisation in your own words.
So the merger is important because both Vision Foundation and Fight for Sight have been working so hard to have impact on the life that blind and visually impaired people lead and the treatments and the supports available clinically for them. And both organisations have reached a point where something big needed to happen if we were going to get anywhere near the ambition and the requirement for the investment. So I believe that the merger is the best way of us creating the most sustainable and most impactful organisation. But I'd also say in relation to the merger that we must link our arms as a group of colleagues. I really believe that people are everything in the mission to get that impact together. And the most exciting thing for me in all of this is the people that will be involved and what we can do together. I'm really, really excited for that. And we've got some incredible talent in across both organisations, and I think it's going to be a really, really exciting time. I need to acknowledge it's been tough and uncertain for people, and particularly coming back from the end of the last couple of years. But I'm really, really hopeful as we start to make plans together, and our strategy will be made together. I am 100% committed to engaging all our stakeholders and involving staff from across every area of the organisation in putting this together. But yeah, at the core of this, I think the merger is about something really exciting. It's about what we can do to save sight and change lives.